Hello, hello everyone. Can you all hear me? This is Lady Harriet. Welcome to a Friday tonic. You know how we do this thing. You know how we roll. I am that proud Yoruba woman, anytime, any day. Welcome to a Friday tonic. You know how we do this thing now. You know how we roll with our Friday tonic. Anyway, my name is Ambassador Mrs. Harriet Ojegbe. I am the Women's Choice Relationship Expert. I am the founder and CEO of Raising Daughters Foundation, founder and CEO of Premium Women International. This foundation is actually geared towards building women to become value creators because we believe indeed that women are the support system. Women are the pillars of the home. When you hold them back in progress, you hold the world back in progress as well. Women are the home builders. Women are the support system. This position was actually given to them by God Almighty Himself. It's not from man. It was a position that was ordained by a supernatural being to all women to be home builders. That's why the Bible said in Proverbs chapter 14 verse 1 that the wise woman builds her house, while the foolish one plucks it down with her own hands. But be rest assured that God can never give you an assignment without giving you the necessary tools, the equipment, the accessories to use to deliver the assignment. No. So God has given every woman the power to build the home, the necessary equipment, the necessary accessories, all you need, the tools that you need to build your home. So the wise women, they will build their home. They will use these tools, these accessories given to them by God Almighty to build a home. But the foolish one will pluck it down with their own hands. That is why you see women, they are accelerators, they are multipliers. Anything you give them, they are multitaskers. Anything you give them, they multiply. Because we have been endowed with so much goodness from God Almighty. Forget our frailness, forget how weak we think we are. But God has endowed the women with so much talent. All we are asking our husbands, all we are begging our men, just give us the enabling environment for us to unleash our potentials. We are not competing with you. You are our spiritual head, and we appreciate you. We cannot be on top of you. It is not designed that way. It's not the original design. But what we are asking for you, give us that enabling environment for us to unleash some of the things that God has endowed a woman with. And that's all. So today we have a very interesting topic, and it's the best way you can express love to your children. The best way you can express love to your children. I'm sure some of you already know the direction I'm going to, but today I'm going to surprise you because you might not really know the direction I want to take this whole thing to. No. But just to let you know, the things that you need to know normally, if someone is saying, how do you express love to your children? What are the best ways a man or a woman, a father or a mother can express love to their children? It's just a normal thing, You want to okay, this, that, no. So I'm going to help you anyway. But that is not the line of thoughts this morning. I am going to deviate a little. I beg to deviate from the normal rules, for the normal norms, the things we know, the values we can create in the life of our children. But just to whet your appetites, let me go normally. The way we can express love to our children as parents, as mother, and as father. Number one, there are going to be 5 things. I'm going to be taking them briefly because the main bone of contention is not these things at all. It's not what you're actually thinking of. So I am going to be taking 5 of them, and I'm going to be going briefly. I'm going to be taking them briefly. Number 1, words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. The Bible says children are reward from God Almighty. They are reward. They are fruits of the womb. The Bible says, blessed are the man that have a quiver full of them. So, showing love to our children is an indispensable, inevitable requirement for our children to be able to grow properly. So, what do I mean by words of affirmation? Words of affirmation. Always tell your children, open your mouth and tell your children how much you appreciate them, how much you love them, how much they mean to you. And it shouldn't be based on performance. We do these things a lot as parents. We actually base when we want to render praise on our children, we want to appreciate them, tell them how much we love them, it will be based on their performance. No, it's actually wrong. Not because a child has done something right, you appreciate, it's good, you appreciate them. But when they have not done anything, appreciate them for who they are, for God giving them to you in the first place. A child wants to be appreciated. Even when he has not done anything right, just appreciate them. Hold them, hug them, kiss them on your forehead. Tell them how much you love them. It means so much to a child. Hold him. Grow, make your child grow in a secure environment that when they go out, they do not need an external validation of their beauty, of who they are. They have this high self-esteem because you made them feel special from the home. The home is the first learning ground for every child growing up. The first place, of course, that they learn everything they need to learn is from the home. So make sure your children feel loved. Appreciate them. Kiss them. Children, they love nicknames. Do you have nicknames for your children? I know for my daughter, for my sons, I have over 150 names. I'm sure some of them, they just laugh, Mommy. Do you even know the meaning of these names you call us? I say some of them I know, some of them I don't know. As long as it sounds beautiful, I call them. Hail them. Like my daughter, I want to go sometimes to the east, and I'll call her Aduku, Adeze, Adora, Adobe, Aduku. Who wants to try it? Look at how beautiful you are. I affirm her beauty so that she doesn't need an external validation. And that's what my husband does as well too. We affirm her that yes, she's beautiful, she's good, she's great. So that she doesn't need someone, she doesn't need an external validation for her to know that she's beautiful. You waken her self-esteem immediately. So you appreciate your children. Tell them how much you love them. Call them all the nicknames you can call them. Look, there's this day my son came back from school. He just came into the school recently because when we came back, we have to restart them in the school, and they're quite new to the school. So my son came one day and said, Mommy, look, I don't have friends yet. I just came to the school and nobody knows me and all that. What is happening? I said, look, my child, look, you are the daughter, you are the son of a lion. A lion does not give back to a dog. We don't go about looking for friends. Friends will look for you. Don't worry. Just perform brilliantly in your academics and everything. They will come looking for you. Just to create that words of affirmations that look, you are good for who you are. I told him, you are the blackberry. My son, you are my blackberry. You know what you mean to Mommy, right? God, don't worry. They will look for you. We don't look for friends. And my son was super excited. You can see the smile on my son's face. And when my son actually went to school, and after 2 or 3 months, friends started coming, and he came back and told me, Mom, this is right. You are really right. So we need to affirm them. We need to give them these words of affirmations. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them that the reason why they are one of the best things that have ever happened to you and your husband. So number 2, let's go. Let's move to quality time. Quality time. One of the best ways you can express love to your children is finding time for them. Every child deserves your time, no matter how taxing it could be. I know it's so challenging now. Things are really, really hard. But every child wants you to have quality time with them. It could be, you must not take them on holidays. It could be just her home around the pavement. That thing that they love so much. It could be just the games that you play with them. Like my daughter will come and tell me, Mom, I like drawing. Mom, you don't like drawing. Mom, come, let me teach you how to draw. I want to sit with her when I have the time. I just want to find time out of no time to sit with her. And she sketches for me. And she draws and tells Mommy, draw this thing. And when I draw, my mind is looking so horrible. And she tells me, no, Mom, no, you don't have to draw this way. Come, let me teach you. She sits with me and she teaches me how to draw. You see that quality time you have with her? She will never, ever forget in a hurry. Then number 3 is gift. Yeah, we can buy gifts for our children, but we should ensure that the gift that we buy for our children, it should be the gift that they appreciate, not just buying gift for them, because if you buy gift for them and they don't appreciate it, it doesn't mean anything. Let it be the gift that they like PlayStation. It's just like buying PlayStation for my son. My son will smile and thank you. So gift is very important. Quality time is very important. Words of affirmation is very important. Telling them how much you care, how much you love them. All these things are very, very important. Then number 4 is the physical touch. Your children sometimes want you to feel them, just touch them. You're working with them, you hold hands with them. It's absolutely an amazing thing for any parents to do. Touch them, hug them, kiss them, draw them to yourself. Every child deserves that. Having a physical touch with your children is one of the best ways you can express love to them as well. So act of service is the fifth one. Act of service. You want to assist your children for their homework when they come. Mommy, I have this task, so they ask me to do this. You want me to do this? You must not do the homework for them. But that guide at least, sitting with them and enabling, making them feel special, that you are part of their education, it makes them feel so valued. You see the smile on their face when they tend to get it right. And when you appreciate them and applaud them for what you have done right, oh my goodness, they will appreciate you. They will love you. So I've just told you briefly the 5 ways you can express love to your children. But let me go to the bone of contention here. Why I actually brought this topic today. The best ways you can express love to your children. Beside the 5 things that I've just counted. Beside those 5 things, the best ways that parents could express love to their children is the relationship between you and your husband. It's the relationship between you and your wife. Yes, you heard me. That is the best thing, the best offer, the best way you can ever express love to your children. What is your relationship with your husband? What is your relationship with your wife? Your children will replicate you, whether you like it or not. Your children, the parents, the home is the first learning ground for every child. So know today that the life you are living, if you are not happy with it, know that your children are going to replicate you. You are mirroring the life that your children are going to live in the next 20 or 30 years of their lives when they become adults. So the best offer that you can offer to your children is the relationship between you and your husband. That is the number one thing. That is the best thing. How? What are you modeling before your children? What are you modeling as parents before your children? That is the most important thing you can ever give to your children. That's why I look at men. You call your wife on phone, and the first thing you do is to ask for your children. Have you asked of your wife? The woman that carried her those child for 9 months and brought them down. Have you asked for them? Have you asked? How are they faring? Have they eaten today? Did you bother to ask them? The first thing you did was hand over the phone to James. Where is Julie? Where are they? Bring them. I want to speak with them. What about the wife? The first thing that God created, when God created marriage, the first reason God created marriage was for companionship. I want you all to understand this. For companionship. So your wife is better than every other person. Your wife first before your children, before your mother, before your siblings. Your wife must come first. For this reason, shall both people leave their parents and they shall cleave to become one. So the best way to express love to your children, it is through your relationship with your husband or with your wife. So men, please, I beg you, don't call your wife. And the first thing you want to speak to, who you want to speak to is your children. Ask your wife how she's faring, how she's doing. Has she eaten today? What happens to the caregiver? Who takes care of the caregivers? Men, sometimes sit down and reason. Who takes care of the caregivers? So the first thing you should do is to call, when you call your wife, speak to your wife, ask how she's faring, in presence of your children, express love to their mother. That's the best thing you can ever offer to a child. It's not about the gift, it's not about the quality time, it's not about the words of affirmations, it's about telling their mother that you love their mother, expressing and showing love in your actions. You think children are children? Children, they don't listen to your advice. Sometimes they listen to your advice, sometimes they do. They don't. The thing that children do, children, they observe a lot. When they observe, the next thing they do, they imitate. From observation to imitation. From imitation, what do? They model you. Your children are going to model you. Your children, you are the life you are living with your spouse right now. As a man, you go physical before your children. As a woman, you raise your voice on your husbands. Do you think your children are sleeping? They see when your husband staggers, gets drunk and comes to the house around 2 a.m. at night and bangs the door as if he wants to pull the door down. And the mother, with the slippery eyes, goes there to open the door for the father to come in. Do you think your children are not watching. They see when you come in as a father. They see when you raise your hands on your mother. Your sons are watching you. Your sons will replicate you. The next generation, you are creating a lineage of generations. They are going to be raising hands on their wives. You don't know what you are doing. As parents, we don't know what we are doing. The best gift we can offer to your children is the relationship, the cordial relationship that you have between the mother and the father. Children are learning. They don't listen to your advice. They observe. They imitate, and they will model you. Anything they see, they observe. What you tell them, James, don't do this, don't do that. No, they will replicate you. The things you do, what you show before them, that is what they will do. That's why I see mothers. When they call their daughters, they bring them, sit them down, entangle them. They are emotionally enmeshed in your situation. You sit your daughter down and begin to instigate your own daughter against their own father. The father that struggles so hard to pay the school fees of these children. You sit down, you instigate your own daughters against their father. You don't know what you are doing. That is why we have in daughters, women who are growing up and say, look, I am not getting married. I am not going to get married. Marriage is a scam. Because you've instigated their father against them. You made them feel their father is actually worthless. Now they've grown up to become grown-ups. They don't want to get married. They don't want to get close to men. Even when they get close to men, they don't want to respect them. Because you stand and you raise your voice on your husband, but your children are watching you. Everything you do, every step of the way, your children, they will replicate you. And it's not going to start. It's going to be a generational thing. So when you are not happy with the life you're living with your spouse right now, know that today you heard from the Son, from my voice, that look, I tell you, the next 20 or 30 years of the life of your children, they are going to mirror what you have just, your acts. If you stand up and raise your voice on your husband in presence of your daughters, your daughters are watching. If you instigate your children against their father, you don't know what you are doing. Now, your children love you so much. They take you on holidays to Bahamas and everything. You've instigated them against their father that struggled to pay their school fees, and you are happy with it. You don't know you have destroyed the life of your children. They don't have trust and confidence in men. They feel men all are scam. That's what they feel. Because you sat your children down and you instigated them against their own father, their biological father. You don't know what you're causing as a woman. What of you as a man? You go physical. You raise your hands on your wife. In presence of your children, you go physical. You argue in presence of your children. You don't know what you're doing. If you know that this is going to be a generational thing, then you will stop that behavior right now. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know if my kids ever know that a woman can just stand and raise her voice on her husband and begin to speak and begin to yell. I don't think my children, for the past how many years I've been married to my husband, I don't think my children have ever seen that. It's not as if we don't have problems, we don't quarrel, we don't have issues, but then we settle our issues behind doors. Even when we have issues, my children will never be brought to those issues. I don't sit my sons down and begin to tell them their father is this, their father is that. I will never do that. If I have issues with my husband, we go to the room. I never sleep in my own room. I advise every woman, never sleep in your own room. No matter what it takes. If you have issue with your husband, go directly to sleep in his room. When his leg touches your leg, you will settle. You will settle. Never, never argue and go physical before your children. Because you don't know the harm that you're causing to these children. You don't realize the mistake you are making. This mistake is going to be generational. It's a generational mistake. So don't tell me. So when I speak to you and tell you that one of the best ways you can express love to your children is not by physical touch. Yeah, it's beautiful. Physical touch. Words of affirmations. Beautiful. You know, spending quality time with them is beautiful. You know, but then the best thing, the best way to express love to a mother of a child and to a mother of a child is to express love through their mother. You think children don't see? Even when women pretend that everything is well. But you know, there's an emotional attachment with a mother and a child. So even when things are not right, when things are not going wrong, going the right way, and the mother is not happy, the children, they know. Without being told, you don't need to tell these children. Without being told, they understand that their mother is not feeling so good today. She's not so happy. Because sometimes as mothers, we pretend a lot. Just to show that everything is fine. We pretend. We want to show you that, oh, everything is going on well. And, my dear, it's actually not going on well. The children, they see, they know when you don't treat your wife well. So please, as a father, hearing the sound of my voice this morning, the best way you can express love to your wife, to express love to your children, it is through their mother. Let the children see that their mother is smiling. Let them see, feel the joy that radiates from the mother. They have this emotional attachment. So even when the mother speaks to them, tell them about what is going on or what's not going on, they know. They know who their mother is. So the one thing you want to do is to always express the love. The best thing you can do is to express love. When you want to express love to your children, it is through their mother. Love their mother first. Take care of their mom. Make sure that their mom is comfortable. When you are buying gifts for your children, make sure you buy gifts for your wife first. Because through them, when your wife is extremely excited and happy in the home will be peaceful. The children will be happy as well. You can take your children to Bahamas. You can take them to Western Indian Ocean. You can buy them all the gifts of the world. But when the wife is not happy, when their mother is not happy, they themselves, they are not happy. They're just waiting for the time, when the time is right, when they are financially buoyant, when they are out of your cage, that they don't need your money anymore. You will see them take their mother. You think they don't see? You think they don't know their kids? When they are financially buoyant and capable, that is when you will see when they will take their mother from you. They will take their mother all over the world because they see how you've maltreated their mother to that extent. So the best thing you can do for your child is to express love to their mother. If you want to give them love, express that love through their mother to them. And it will get to them, definitely. Don't maltreat your wife. So to the women, let me come to you. Don't ever instigate your children against their father. Because you don't know what you're causing. It's going to be a generational thing. Women are growing up, they don't know how to express love to their partners. That's why you're seeing problems in marriage up and down. Because we are raising children, husband and wives. We are raising grown-up men and women who cannot give love, who cannot express love to one another because they never saw love when you were growing up. They grew up in a dysfunctional family where nothing works. Yes. So you expect those children to grow up tomorrow, to be able to give love and show love to their partners? How? Is it magical? They never learned it. They never got, and they never expressed, and you never saw it from their parents. Everything was war. Everything was fire for fire. The house is disorganized, is in disarray. No, there's no agreement. People are arguing left and right. There's no peace in the home. There's no harmony in the home. That's how the children grew up. And now they have become grown men, women. You think those children will become great men and women in their homes that will be able to express, show love to their partners? No. How? You didn't teach them. They didn't see it. Children don't listen to advice. They observed. From observation, they imitate. For imitation, they model you. Your children will replicate you. Ask yourself, this morning, hearing the sound of my voice, what are you modeling before your children? As a model, what are you modeling before your girls? Do you stand and raise your voice on your husbands? Do you argue a lot that the roof of the house is almost pulling off in presence of your daughters, in presence of your sons? Hey, your sons are just waiting for that day. And look, the marriage is about trouble. Getting a wife is about bringing trouble into the home. Your daughters are growing up and to see men are scum. Men should be maltreated. Men should not be. There's no reason to submit to men because you made them feel that marriage is a battleground. So as a mother, hearing the sound of my voice this morning, what are you modeling before your children? What are the characters you are displaying in front of these children? Your children are going to replicate you. As a father, you are a role model to your sons. What is the role are you playing? You raise your hands, you go physical. before your children. Your sons are watching. They will get married someday, and they will think that the norms is to raise their hands and go physical before their children. And the children will replicate them. And it becomes a generational thing. So be very careful. Be very careful of the actions, the things you display before the children. Because it's not going to end with your children. It's going to end with your children's children. It's going to be a generational thing. So you've heard me this morning. And I've just spoken. That the best way you can express love to your children is the relationship between you and your spouse. Between the husband and wife. It must be cordial. Your children must be raised from a secured attachment where children express love, show love, where there are hugs and kisses, not from a dysfunctional family where nothing ever works. Express the love. Show to their mom that you love them. You love their mom. Express it and show it in actions and in words. Women, be submissive. Be submissive. So at the end of the day, we will raise children that will be able to give glory and honor to God Almighty. We make marriage to be fulfilled like the way God has modeled it. I'm sure you've gotten one or two things today. You've learned a lot. Until I come your way again next week, hopefully by God's grace and power, with Friday Tonic. I remain your Lady Harriet Ujegbo, the Women Choice Relationship Expert, the coach, the writer, the founder and CEO of Raising Daughters Foundation. Remain blessed until I come your way again. Bye for now. Bye.